You're watching CBS7 News at 9 on the CW and live on the CBS7 YouTube channel with Alexandra, Macia, and Tom Teeper-Teller.
As a current first responder that will ever be able to truly understand exactly what they were going through at the point they realized that they weren't going home that day. I hope none of us are ever put in a position to where we do have to have that realization on a call.
Monday will mark 22 years since the tragedy of 9/11. Coming up on CBS7 News at 9, we have more details on the stair climb in Midland that honors those who lost their life on that fateful day in 2001. Good evening. Thanks for joining us for CBS7 News on the CW, and thanks for joining us live on the CBS7 YouTube. I'm Alexandra, Macia, and we start with another in-depth look at the race for Midland County Sheriff. This week, we've been following the candidates for the race for Midland County Sheriff. Last month, current Midland County Sheriff David Kreiner announced that he will be running for re-election. Sheriff Kreiner says that when he was elected county sheriff in 2020, he aimed to raise professionalism of the agency. And after 3.5 years later, he believes the Midland County Sheriff's Office is one of the best in the state. Kreiner says the Sheriff's Office has some of the best technology in the area to not only keep residents safe, but also the officers. Some of the best bulletproof vests, the usage of drones, and their patrolling is what makes citizens safe. But he says he owes all the support to his team for making Midland a safe place.
It's employees that are on the ground doing that day in and day out, working the 24-hour shifts, staying extra when something happens that's bad. They work 24 hours straight to make sure we bring justice to the bad guys. And, you know, the good guys are always going to win in Midland, Texas. The bad guys are always going to lose as long as I'm your sheriff.
Sheriff Kreiner says they hope to have a TAG unit, which is an anti-gang unit that will help identify gangs in the area. He says the agents that have gone undercover to combat human trafficking and sexual predators has also been strong throughout his time as Midland County Sheriff. We have an update for you now on a crash that shut down Faudree earlier this morning. According to the Odessa Police Department, both drivers involved died after crashing head-on. Their names have not been released while OPD continues to notify their next of kin. This investigation is ongoing. Your health headlines: ORMC General Surgeon Dr. Lynch has performed over 1,500 robotic surgeries, making him one of the most experienced robotic surgeons in West Texas.
He's one of my favorite people in the world, and for what he does, he's exceptional.
Odessa Regional Medical Center General Surgeon Dr. Kevin Lynch has officially performed over 1,500 robotic surgeries.
It's allowed us to do some procedures that were difficult or even impossible to do without the robot.
Dr. Lynch and his team use the Da Vinci surgical system to assist with surgery.
Ultra high definition 3D visual image to look at. The motions of the robot are scaled so that it's very precise, very smooth.
Dr. Lynch has been using the robot for 6 years, completing 200 to 250 cases a year, with procedures ranging from gallbladder removals to complex hernia repairs.
Small incisions, minimally invasive surgery, quicker recovery.
Physician assistant Cody Migrant has worked with Dr. Lynch for 9 years.
I like to say in our team is we're allergic to average, and we like to work hard, but we're always trying to get better. We're also are slowly learning new surgeries we can perfect and do all that kind of stuff, but hitting 1,500 is a big goal.
Migrant says we should be grateful to have an expert, skilled surgeon like Dr. Lynch who can do multiple surgeries in a day safely and efficiently here in Odessa. And new at 9, just within the last hour, some of you may have felt it. The USGS is reporting a 3.0 earthquake occurred around 8:35 tonight, around 4 miles south of Midland near the intersection of 715 at 1215. And Tom, it's time to take a look at weather. Chief Meteorologist Tom Teeper-Teller is here to tell us what we can expect. Tom?
Well, we are going to be looking at more of this triple-digit heat. Another day of it today. Not record highs, but hot enough out there. As we saw temperatures up to 100 degrees out at the Miller National Air and Spaceport. 102 Big Spring, Odessa. City of Midland, 104 in and around. Excuse me, the Pecos area this evening. Again, sorry about all that, but we are looking at temperatures trying to cool off a little bit out there into the lower to mid 90s across the area. So Again, we are cooling off. We have had a little bit of breeze today, but it hasn't done much to the temperatures. And this temperature trend, well, some interesting stuff on it. Let's take a look at it, as we're going to see triple digits hang around in our forecast all the way through the weekend. Next week, though, a different story, as a cold front will arrive across the area, bringing a few showers, thunder showers back to the forecast. But look at those temperatures, taking about a 15 to 20 degree drop on those afternoon highs.
At one Midland store, it's always the most wonderful time of the year. For many West Texans, Miss Casey's Christmas store is a part of a yearly tradition as the seasons change. This week, the store is making the holiday season official. The Wonderland's holiday displays have been in the works since January, but tomorrow marks their finished product. From floor to ceiling, Miss Casey's is decked out in sparkling lights, ornaments, figurines, and more. This year, the store has new products and new themes like the pink poinsettia display and a revamped Miss Casey's tree.
We go to great lengths when you look up and you see all the things hanging down, and you look down and you see all the details down there, and you look around. We take a long time in placing things, putting them out, because we want people to experience a wonderland of the holidays.
The aim of the store is to bring joy. When you walk in, you can grab a cookie and a Coke, then get lost in the thousands of products displayed in grand ways. Earlier this evening at Memorial Gardens Park, the City of Odessa and Prosperity Bank held their 21st annual American Tribute. The community placed flags around the park to honor those who lost their lives on September 11th, 2001. And local first responders, there was one flag for each person who died on 9/11. Odessa Police Chief Mike Gerke says this is an important time of the year for the community to come together.
In the Permian Basin, this is an emotional time of year anyway, and it starts, with August 31st. We have the September 11th memorials coming up. We have wreath laying for 3 officers over the next few days that pass. So yeah, it's an emotional time for us anyway this time of year. So to be able to participate in events like this, I think helps the community remember.
The flags will fly until September 18th. Happening this weekend, Monday will mark 22 years since the tragedy of 9/11. To remember those who lost their life, first responders and West Texans will be gathering at Astound Broadband Stadium Saturday to climb 110 flights of stairs. The stair climb on Saturday is a way for the community to honor the first responders who died on 9/11 and the sacrifice they made that day. This event has seen first responders old and new, even those born after the attack. It's also a way to help out firefighters in the area. All the funds raised at this event goes to the Professional Firefighters Association of Midland, which helps those in need with anything from medical reasons to placing a family after a fire.
This is a way to tie them to that event, give for an educational purpose, as well as remember those that lost their lives on that day.
Pruitt joined the Midland Fire Department 3 months after 9/11 in light of the attack. For a normal 911 call, any firefighter, they can add up to 70 pounds worth of equipment to take care of a situation. So many of the first responders will climb with that extra weight. If you want to participate, you can register online. Just head to our website at CBS7.com. And the Heat Wave Round 2 skate competition is coming back to Midland on Saturday after a 3-year hiatus. The Midland Skate Park Association is hosting this competition to raise money to renovate the Sam and William Skate Park, which turns 20 this upcoming year. The MSA set up a special account with Midland Park and Recreation Department to expand and to renovate the skate park. They are looking to bring LED lights, new concrete, and add more skateboarding ramps. The increase in Midland skaters throughout the last few years has created a serious problem.
When it's full capacity, people are standing shoulder to shoulder. There's maybe only 4 or 5 lines you can do in the park. So it is very, very common to see a pretty nasty collision.
They want to expand the skate park to have room for everybody to skate and to have fun. In the community, first responders are battling out at the Midland Park Mall this week. The Battle of the Badges blood drive was brought to neutral territory this afternoon. This annual competition between the Midland Police Department and the Midland Fire Department sees which agency receives the most blood donations. The winning department gets a trophy, but the event has a much more important purpose for the community.
Well, you know, we are low. We're in critical appeal right now, so we do need we need blood. We need units, and this helps us to collect those units.
The friendly competition started last week at the Midland Fire Department. The event will continue in the Midland Mall tomorrow afternoon and Saturday. Now for a look at today's top headlines shown here in real time with real viewers on CBS7.com. See all of these stories and more by downloading our app or visiting our website at CBS7.com. And still ahead, it is now day 8 of the search for an escaped murder in Pennsylvania, and residents near the prison are demanding answers. The latest on the search next on CBS7 News at 9. Several businesses have joined the Peanut Butter Brigade. You can donate peanut butter at any of these businesses in Midland and Odessa, including Basin Hustle, Texas Roadhouse in Midland, Miss Casey's Wonderland, Advanced Electrolysis, Texas Sun Winery, Standard Structures at United and Market Street locations, and right here in CBS7 in the Music City Mall. You can sign your business up for the brigade by emailing peanutbutter@cbs7.com. Pennsylvania State Police said during a news conference today that there was a possible sighting of escaped prisoner Danilo Cavalcante near Longwood Gardens before 12 p.m. The search is on its 8th day. CBS's Nikki Dementri has more from the residents who live near the prison.
The neighborhood adjacent from the Chester County Prison is quiet on day 8 of the manhunt for Danilo Cavalcante. James Clear has lived here since 2020.
None of us should be experts in how prisons are run, but it feels like we all are after a week of, hunkering down.
With Cavalcante still on the run, the Data 2 is sounding the alarm about changes he hopes to see immediately at the prison just over the hill from his house.
They got Igor Bolt really quickly, but they still haven't caught this guy.
Clear is talking about Igor Bolt, the inmate who escaped first from the same prison, officials note in a similar fashion. On the day he got out in May, Clear caught him on his surveillance camera overlooking his backyard.
My wife called 911. I called the prison. My wife got a very efficient response from the Chester County 911 dispatchers. I, on the other hand, got an officer from the prison. I don't remember the exact phone call, the exact words, but his tone was very nonchalant.
Details within court documents obtained by CBS News Philadelphia on Bolt's escape match the timestamps on the surveillance photos Clear has. It also notes Bolt was back in custody within 5 minutes in Clear's neighborhood.
My wife and I had to sort of put it together that he was an escaped convict. We had to sort of, we live near a prison, it could be an escaped convict. There was no alert, no anything.
It wasn't until this week, Clear says, he even knew any details about the first inmate's escape. Now he's calling on the county and the prison to make major changes, including if high-level offenders like Cavalcante should even be temporarily housed there.
A transparent reform needs to happen, or a lot of us are going to think twice about being adjacent to, what they call a prison, but what should really be just a county jail.
When asked about alerts during a prison escape at a news conference Thursday, the Chester County District Attorney says alerts are put out repeatedly and pointed to the reverse 911 tactic used over the last week.
Now, this is an outrage. This should have never happened. You know that I was the prosecutor who was assigned to this case, and I helped convict this man, and he was sentenced to life without parole. We're all upset. We're all concerned, and there will be a thorough investigation, and that will be made public at some point.
Surveillance video released Wednesday shows the murder convict climbing onto the roof of the prison while his block was out in the exercise yard.
Meanwhile, back in West Texas, we are looking at triple-digit heat hanging around in our forecast, but help is on the way, and we'll talk about it coming up next.
Now, from the CBS7 First Alert Weather Center, here's Chief Meteorologist Tom Tiefertiller.
Well, we did have an earthquake this evening in Midland County. Let's take a look at a little geography on that and show you that it was south of the city of Midland, southwest of Greenwood, where there were some reports of a little shaking there. Again, south of State Highway 158, east of State Highway 349, just south of the Valley View area. Again, a magnitude 3.0 quake earlier this evening. Hot temperatures today across West Texas and southeast of Mexico, as we saw temperatures plenty of triple digits. Our third straight day at or above 100 degrees out at the Midland National Air and Spaceport, with 102 in Big Spring, Odessa. And seeing temperatures rather hot all the way over towards the Wink area too. Currently, quiet evening, temperatures trying to cool off, but still kind of uncomfortable with temperatures into the mid to lower 90s out there, but we'll get below 90 degrees by about 10 o'clock tonight. High pressure kind of stretched out from East Texas all the way across West Texas into southern New Mexico and Arizona. And that's controlling our weather. Kept things rather dry today, as we saw just a little, again, that high pressure not moving too much. In fact, kind of stretching out a little bit. Now, there wasn't much in the way of rain associated with any of this either, as we saw, again, mostly the scattered showers, thunder showers in New Mexico, far east Texas today. But the temperatures were broiling hot. 107 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, 106 in Austin. The good news is ERCOT reporting better conditions, so the conservation appeal still there, but not quite as the immediacy as it was a little bit earlier this evening. 104 in Houston, and we saw our own fair share of triple digits out across West Texas. West Texas Futurecast showing not much happening in the skies over the area here over the next 24 hours, as most of the rain showers, thunder showers staying to our north. There's going to be a weak front come down. It's going to wash out, though, as it moves in to the South Plains. We may see a couple of clouds out of it tomorrow evening. But other than that, though, again, very warm temperatures into the overnight hours. And then tomorrow, we're looking for those temperatures again up around 100 plus for tomorrow afternoon. Your CBS7 First Alert exclusive 10-day forecast is showing, again, the triple digits hanging around all the way through the weekend. Next week, though, a different story. We finally see that front start to roll into the area late Monday, but especially Tuesday, with a few thunderstorms in the forecast, and also looking at those temperatures again, cooling off a little bit into the mid to upper 80s, so a significant change on those afternoon highs next week.
School is being canceled for students in the Northeast, and Texas residents are being asked to conserve energy. The latest on the heat wave plaguing the nation next on CBS 7 News at 9. Heat records were broken in cities across the country today, from Tyler, Texas to New York City. It's part of a deadly heat wave that's capping off what is officially the hottest summer ever recorded. Skylar Henry takes a look at the dangerous impacts.
It was back to school for students in New York City without the feel of fall in the air. Temperatures are about 20 degrees higher than usual.
It's going to feel like 100 degrees today.
This late summer heat wave has challenged schools without adequate cooling systems. This week, districts in at least 9 states had to close or dismiss students early. At the U.S. Open in New York, competition is underway with temperatures that feel like 100 degrees. Wednesday, tennis player Daniil Medvedev outlasted his opponent, but warned about the dangerous heat.
One player gonna die, and they're gonna see.
In Texas, officials are asking residents to use electricity sparingly after the state's power grid was pushed to its limits. Phoenix is on track to set another heat record Saturday. 54 consecutive days of highs at or above 110 degrees.
The United Nations Weather Agency says last month was the hottest August ever on record, capping off the hottest summer ever, and experts predict next summer could be even worse.
I think we're going to continue to see significant impacts on people and the planet unless countries act. And that means reducing greenhouse gas emissions, transitioning towards more green infrastructure, green energies, green jobs.
Experts say taking those steps now could help avoid the worst impacts of climate chaos.
The National Weather Service says extreme heat is the #1 weather-related killed, causing more deaths than hurricanes and floods. Still ahead, there's a thief on the loose in the United Kingdom, but the perpetrator isn't who you'd expect. Coming up, we take a look at the otter who is terrorizing UK hotels on CBS7 News at 9. An otter has been racking up quite a bill at a hotel in Chester, UK, having helped itself to dozens of koi carp from ponds in the grounds of the Grosvenor Pulford Hotel and Spa. The value of the otter's nocturnal takeaways is a whopping $100,000. And according to the hotel, footage released by the hotel shows a suspect in action diving into the hotel's pond and emerging with a large fish. The suspected otter remains on the loose, the hotel said. Oh gosh, Tom, how do you even go about searching for the right otter?
The otter is worth 100,000 pounds, which is about $135,000.
Okay, That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money for an otter.
I know.
Anyway.
Hopefully someone can find him soon. All right, well, thanks for watching CBS 7 First Alert News at 9.